Hello everyone, and welcome to this new video in which we will talk about the detailed content of the project workshop course. The general objective of this course is to teach students the basics of the architectural design process and develop their understanding of space and form by introducing them to the concepts of volume, scale, proportion, and light. The work is therefore focused on geometry, flat shapes, volumes, and artistic expression. In this regard, the project workshop model aims to discover architecture through the composition of geometric shapes through the chapter 1, which is 2D geometric composition. It also aims to introduce students to architectural composition and design through an artistic approach, color and texture through the chapter 2 entitled Color in Architecture. Let's start by the chapter 1, 2D geometric composition. The specific objectives of this chapter is to define the basic elements of architectural composition like rhythm, harmony, similarity, and continuity. To discuss different ways of associating basic geometric shapes. To apply the rules of geometric composition to obtain a complete, coherent, and harmonious architectural form. And finally, to design a geometric composition that can be used to create an architectural form. What is composition? So, composition isn't about adding one part to another, but it's about organizing them according to an idea to create a complete, coherent, and homogeneous whole. To obtain this coherence in composition, you will focus on composition rules, starting first with the Vision laws, which are linked in particular to the mechanism of sight and perception. In the first scheme, the eye tends to group elements that are close together, so it's the law of proximity. In the second one, the eye tends to group things of the same type, is the law of similarity. For the law of closure, our brain seeks to interpret perceived elements as a coherent whole, its complete shapes seen in part. The composition laws are as follows. Firstly, we have balance. Balance is based on the principle of symmetry in relation to the center of interest. Then we have harmony, which is based on the respect of proportion. And finally, we have a rhythm. It expresses repetition of identical elements. Now, we will explain association modes that can designate the various spatial organization, and there are 4 types. Starting by the centralized organization, here all elements are grouped around a central space, so it's introverted. The linear organization is made up of a repetition of a series of spaces similar in function, form, or size. The radial organization represents the combination between the central and linear modes. It's composed of a central space from which radiating linear elements, so it's extroverted. When spaces are organized according to a grid structure, we call this type grid or modular organization. Let's now move to the chapter 2 entitled Color in Architecture. The specific objectives of this chapter is to identify the mechanism of color perception in architecture, to explain the different color classifications, to demonstrate methods of combining colors to achieve satisfactory visual sensations. And finally, to discover the impact of color on the perception of architectural space and its dimensions. If we define color, we can say that is the visual sensation resulting from the impression produced on the eye by light radiations received directly or after reflection on a body. Color perception requires three elements: a light source, an object, and an observer. The existence of color can only be attested in the presence of all these three elements. Color can modify the perception of space, acting on dimensions. It can magnify or reduce a shape. For example, here in the first picture, the white volume appeared larger than the same black volume. In the second one, blue tends to move things backwards, while red moves them. Here in these pictures, in the first one, the dark color of the ceiling makes the room look lower. In the second one, the light color of the same ceiling makes the room appear taller. Here in the last one, long rooms seem shorter when the transverse walls that delimit them are strongly felt. We have reached the end of this video. Thank you for watching.